While the administration, Stuart, come on right over here. The administration insists that all loan guarantees given to green energy companies like Solyndra were based on the merits and not on political cronyism.
But new emails obtained by the Washington Times paints a completely different picture. Stuart Varney is here. Stuart, last night he said the success of the green companies were better than the average investor on Wall Street.
You know, Ryan had some good points to be made if Joe Biden would let him without interruption, but that was not going to happen. Look, these emails from the Washington Times show that contract awards of taxpayers' money to green energy companies are not based on merit. No, they're based on political string pulling. If you're a green energy company and you want to get your hands on some taxpayer money, how do you do it? You go through the political process. You ask for political strings to be pulled in your favor. And these emails demonstrate precisely that in the case of BrightSource. That is a solar energy company with a big project in California. That project was in some trouble. They wanted more government money. So out went the emails to the leading politicians saying, we need your help. We need help, and this is in your interest to give it to us.
Let's take a look.
Okay, I think you've got one that can come on the screen here. Now, this is from Bernard Toon, formerly Biden's chief of staff. It went to the chief executive officer of BrightSource, and he says, calls are in to Biden's staff, and I will be approaching the political affairs office at the White House tomorrow, as well as this project could benefit 2 senators who are in the cycle process, whose races will be tough next year. That would be Senator Barbara Boxer, California, Majority Leader Senator Reid. Clearly attempting to pull political strings on behalf of a green energy company trying to get $1.6 billion of taxpayer money. They got it, by the way.
I think a lot of us kind of know this kind of thing is going on in Washington, D.C., and has for a long time, but never to this level.
Well, it was precise and obvious, wasn't it? I mean, we're going to make the calls, you'll get the money. Here's how we're going to get the taxpayers' money for you. Not based on private enterprise. Look, when a private enterprise company wants to raise money, it says, this project will work. Right. Give us your money, it'll work, we'll make profit. When the government goes out to use taxpayers' money for a project, it says this project will bring in votes. And that's the key difference.
And I vote for watching you at 9:20 today on Varney and Company.
I like it.
All right, you're looking live at the president. He is speaking in Boulder City, Nevada. The president is kicking off his energy policy tour over at Copper Mountain Solar One. But not without a little bit of controversy. You see, this plant received roughly $50 billion in tax credits, and it currently employs all of 10 people full-time.
Talking about with this green jobs disaster. TerraGen, Bill, is part of this big consortium that got billions of dollars from the federal government, about $2.4 billion in all these government subsidies and supports. TerraGen has created from $468 million in grants, 50 permanent jobs. That's $9 million per job.
Right.
And a new report shows that Minnesota residents ended up paying $70 million for natural wind energy that they didn't even use. The state's wind farms subsidized by green energy mandates. The problem? Well, there wasn't much of a demand, mostly because other forms of energy were cheaper.
During certain parts of the year, west, you got a lot of snow melt, sending tons of water down the rivers through the lots of dams on the Columbia River and what have you. At the very same time, the wind is howling in the Columbia River Gorge, so the wind farms are cranking out maximum energy. As it turns out, too much energy for the demand. So last year, the federal agency that manages the power grid shut down the windmills for 38 days. Now, to compensate the wind power generators for their losses, the Bonneville Power Administration is saying that they will pay them up to $50 million a year, a fee that will eventually be paid by ratepayers.
The solution to too much government is not more government. We already require utilities to buy renewable energy. We require the taxpayers to subsidize the production of renewable energy. And now we want ratepayers to pay the renewable energy companies when they lose money.
And that fee will fluctuate between $12 million and $50 million a year, Bill.
So they get paid either way.